Most people don't listen to understand. They listen to reply. And that one habit is silently destroying your relationships, your influence, and your success. Because when people don't feel understood, they stop listening to you. But here's what most people never realize. The fastest way to be heard is to make others feel heard first. You think you're a good listener. Most people do. But here's the uncomfortable truth. You're probably not listening as much as you think. You're waiting. Waiting for your turn to speak. Waiting to prove your point. Waiting to respond. And while the other person is talking, your mind is already preparing what to say next. This is not listening. This is reacting. And the problem is, people can feel it. They can sense when you're not fully present. When you're not truly trying to understand them. And when that happens, something important breaks. Connection. Because human beings have a deep psychological need to feel understood. Not judged. Not corrected. Not rushed. Understood. When that need is not met, people close off. They become defensive. They stop sharing openly. And no matter how intelligent or right you are, your words lose power. This is why so many conversations turn into arguments. Not because people disagree, but because they don't feel heard. Real listening is rare. And because it's rare, it's powerful. If listening is so important, why do so few people actually do it? Because listening is uncomfortable. It requires you to pause your own thoughts. To step outside your perspective. To resist the urge to interrupt, correct, or control the conversation. And most people struggle with that. Why? Because of ego. Your mind wants to be right. It wants to be heard. It wants to prove that you understand more, know more, or see things more clearly. So instead of listening to understand, you listen to defend. Or to impress. Or to win. And without realizing it, every conversation becomes a subtle competition. Who's right? Who's smarter? Who has the better point? But here's the problem. When your goal is to win the conversation, you lose the connection. And without connection, communication breaks down. What if you approached every conversation with one goal? To truly understand the other person. Not to fix them. Not to correct them. Not to respond. Just to understand. Something powerful happens when you do this. People open up. They feel safe. They feel respected. They feel valued. And when people feel understood, they become more willing to understand you. This is the paradox. The fastest way to be heard is to listen first. Empathic listening goes beyond words. It's not just hearing what someone says, it's understanding what they feel. Their tone. Their emotion. Their perspective. Even if you don't agree. And that's the key. You don't have to agree to understand. Empathic listening goes beyond words. It's not just hearing what someone says, it's understanding what they feel. Their tone. Their emotion. Their perspective. Even if you don't agree. And that's the key. You don't have to agree to understand. Trust is not built through talking. It's built through listening. When someone feels truly heard, something shifts inside them. Their guard drops. Their tone softens. They stop trying to defend themselves, and start opening up. This is because listening communicates something deeper than words ever can. Backhand index pointing right, you matter. And in a world where most people are too distracted, too busy, or too self-focused to truly listen, that message becomes incredibly powerful. Think about it. Who do you trust more? Someone who constantly talks, or someone who genuinely listens? Trust grows when people feel safe expressing themselves without interruption, without judgment, and without being rushed to a conclusion. And once trust is built, everything becomes easier. Conversations flow. Misunderstandings reduce. Collaboration improves. In business, this means better partnerships. In relationships, it means deeper connection. In leadership, it means loyalty. All from one simple habit. Listening first. Listening is a skill. And like any skill, it can be developed. Here are simple but powerful ways to improve your listening. First, be fully present. Put away distractions. Stop checking your phone. Give your full attention. Second, don't interrupt. Let the other person finish, even if you think you already understand. Third, reflect back what you hear. Say things like, "So what you're saying is..." This shows that you're not just hearing, but understanding. Fourth, ask better questions. Not questions that challenge, but questions that clarify. And finally, pause before responding. Give yourself a moment to process instead of reacting immediately. These small shifts create a big difference. Because when people feel heard, they start to hear you too. Not listening has consequences. And most of them are invisible at first. Misunderstandings grow. Conflicts escalate. Relationships weaken. But the real cost is deeper than that. When people don't feel heard, they stop sharing. They become guarded, distant, disengaged. In teams, this kills collaboration. In relationships, it creates emotional distance. In leadership, it destroys trust. And the worst part? Most people don't even realize they're causing it. They think the problem is communication, when the real problem is listening. Because you can't solve a problem you don't fully understand. And you can't understand if you're not truly listening. Imagine two scenarios. In the first, someone shares a problem with you. You interrupt. You give advice immediately. You tell them what they should do. It seems helpful, but they feel unheard. In the second scenario, you listen. You ask questions. You let them explain fully. You reflect their thoughts back to them. Something different happens. They relax. They open up more. They begin to trust you. And now, when you speak, they actually listen. This is the power of listening in real life. It turns conversations into connections. It turns advice into influence. It turns words into impact. Because people don't resist solutions. They resist feeling misunderstood. The shift is simple, but powerful. Stop trying to be the one who is heard first. Become the one who understands first. In every conversation, remind yourself. Backhand index pointing right, my goal is not to reply, it's to understand. At first, it will feel different. You'll notice how often you want to interrupt. How often you want to jump in with your opinion. But if you stay with it, something changes. You become calmer. More focused. More aware. And people respond to you differently. Because when you truly understand others, they begin to trust you. And when they trust you, your words carry weight. Most people believe they are good listeners. But in reality, they're not listening. They're waiting. Waiting for their turn to speak. Waiting to prove a point. Waiting to respond. And while the other person is talking, their mind is already somewhere else. That's not listening. That's reacting. And the problem is, people can feel it. They can sense when you're not fully present. And when people don't feel understood, something important breaks: connection. That's why so many conversations turn into arguments. Not because people disagree, but because they don't feel heard. The truth is, listening is uncomfortable. It requires you to pause your own thoughts. to step outside your perspective, to let go of the need to be right. But when you do, everything changes. Because when you choose to understand first, people begin to open up. They feel safe. They feel respected. And most importantly, they feel valued. And when people feel understood, they become willing to understand you. This is the shift. The fastest way to be heard is to listen first. Listening builds trust. It strengthens relationships. It creates deeper conversations and stronger connections. Without it, misunderstandings grow. Conflicts increase. And relationships slowly break down. But with it, you gain influence without forcing it. So instead of trying to be the one who speaks first, become the one who understands first. Because in the end, the most powerful voice in the room is the one that truly listens. For the next 24 hours, try this. Backhand index pointing right in every conversation, focus on understanding first. Not fixing. Not correcting. Not responding quickly. Just understanding. Do this. Let people finish without interrupting. Ask one follow-up question before replying. Reflect back what they said. Pause before you speak. Watch what happens. People will open up more. Conversations will feel different. And your influence will grow, without you forcing it. If you're serious about improving your mindset, your communication, and your life, then this channel is for you. Because every episode is designed to help you think better, act better, and become better. Backhand index pointing right, so make sure you subscribe now. And don't miss the next episode where we break down another powerful habit that can completely change how you live and interact with people. The most powerful voice in the room is the one that truly listens. I'll see you in the next one.